And howdy do, buckaroos, and how the heck are you? So I'm looking at J.P. Weiser's rye, and I picked it up because it was, believe it or not, those 375 was only $3.94, right? So if I bought two of them, that would have been only $8 for $7.50. Man, that's pretty good. Yeah, you know, wherever you think it falls in the quality spectrum, it's really not bad, especially for the money. I've got some poured. I've got exactly, I used my Jameson glass that holds 1.5 ounces, as you can see there. There's Jameson. There's the 1.5 ounce line. I've got some poured both, exactly 1.5 ounces poured both neat and rocks. I'm going to do the nose on the rocks, but I'm going to go to the neat and drink it before I get much more meltage in there. I'm going to read just a touch from their website. This full-flavored rye whiskey offers a rich aroma with a body that is complex and perfectly balanced, an exceptional blend of oak, toasted grains, rich toffee, with a finish that is smooth and enduring. They tell you to look for notes of caramel, dried fruit, oak, toasted grains, toffee, and vanilla. Goes good as, they have it listed as neat, rocks, cola, ginger, whiskey sour, Bloody Mary, old-fashioned, Manhattan, Boulevardier, Old Pal, and Remember the Maine. I think at some point I'm going to try one as a Manhattan. But I want to do the rocks and neat first. So it's a little spicy on the nose, as you might expect a rye to be. You certainly get the notes that they're talking about. They tell you oak, toasted grains, rich toffee. Yeah, I feel a lot of toffee, to be honest with you. You feel a bit of that oak. I certainly feel a lot of vanilla. Oh yeah, certainly get a lot of. I'm getting more toffee than caramel, to be honest, but it's a very similar flavor. Some call it the same, but I think there's a subtle difference between the two. I may get some dried fruit later, but I'm going to let that sit for a second while I get to the rocks. I don't want much more meltage going on here. Now the nose, I notice a lot of difference right away. The spice is much sharper. Excuse me. The spice is much sharper on the nose, neat, than it is on the rocks. I certainly get some oak, some vanilla. Oh yeah, I do feel a lot of the oak there on the rocks version. I get a lot of vanilla. Now I'm getting more caramel than I was toffee with the neat version. And the difference that I'm using is I don't know, kind of the feel, you know. I think toffee feels, toffee has kind of a richer feel to me than just caramel. I mean, I know they're similar flavors and they're basically the same thing, but there are some differences. Oh, toffee, vanilla, yeah, you know, what the hell. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, you know, what can... you can't go wrong at $4. I mean, I only bought one. I may have to get back there and buy some more because that really is a bargain. I just couldn't remember how much I like this or not. I don't typically drink a lot of rye Canadian whiskey, as it says. J.P. Weiser's rye blended Canadian whiskey, a tradition of quality and craftsmanship since 1857. It is 80 proof. So, I mean, there may be some you like better, but, I mean, I think as far as quality goes, I think it's as good as many out there on the market. It's probably as good as a certain name brand that you're paying a whole lot more for all the time. I see that a lot in whiskey, see a lot in beer, where people get stuck on a name. They just buy that name, and I think if they were to do a blind taste test, I'm not sure most folks could tell a difference. But folks get stuck on a particular brand. Oh, I'm going to buy that brand. I'm going to pay $7 for that shot, even though I can pay $4 for this one because it's so much better. And they have no clue. Anyways, yeah. So I'm going to finish this rocks up. I've noticed a lot of sugars at the end as that melted. I really felt a lot of those caramel notes, a lot of the vanilla, a lot of the oak. I don't know if I was picking up dried fruit, but let's work on the neat version now. Let's see. The question some of you might ask, is it smooth enough to drink neat, or should you put rocks or cocktail it or highball it? The truth is, yeah, it is smooth enough to drink on the rocks. I've certainly had some that is, you know, more harsh. It does, and I don't feel this is harsh, to be honest with you. It is a likable rye. I don't know if it's the most nuanced that I've ever had, but excuse me. Again, you can't beat it for the money. Even at regular price, I think it's probably worth it. Yeah, for this particular price, absolutely worth the money. Yeah, again, I've probably had some more nuanced ryes, Canadian whiskeys. But again, you know, even at regular price, I think this is every bit as good as that name brand everybody knows. As with most, you lose something on the nose when you put ice in it. You're just going to. But if you like it on the rocks, drink it on the rocks. And I tend to do both. I tend to drink a lot of whiskey on the rocks during the summertime. As it is right now, I tend to drink from about, you know, November through March, mostly neat. You know, when I want that warming feeling. But the flavors are sharper. They're brighter. They're more nuanced when it's neat. And I really can't tell that with this particular whiskey. I am getting a lot of those toffee notes, dried fruit. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It could be there. It could be my palate. I'm not really picking up dried fruit specifically, but I'm certainly getting the vanilla, the toasted grains, the toffee, the caramel. I'm getting all of that, and I'm getting a lot of sugars right at the very end. Yeah, I mean, I'm not making a face. You could tell. I mean, so it's not a harsh whiskey. Again, I might have to go back and buy more because you know, for $8 and $7.50, that's a frickin' steal, man. I can make Manhattans all weekend long, baby. And who doesn't love a Manhattan? That is my favorite cocktail. I gotta tell you. Old fashioned, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. I know that they've been trendy the last few years. I'm not a fan of a sweet drink, which is probably why I like the Manhattan. I don't dislike the old-fashioned. I may make one with the rye, too, as well. Now, they have a recipe for a Manhattan. They make it slightly different than I do. But I'm going to make it the way I make them because I like the way I make them. They say to use Dubonnet Rouge, but in parentheses, they have sweet vermouth. I'm not going to use Dubonnet Rouge. There is no way in hell I'm buying Dubonnet Rouge. I'm too lowbrow to buy Dubonnet Rouge. I'm using sweet vermouth, man. That's as highbrow as this beer whisperer gets. I'll tell you that right now. But I do have some good bitters in there, so I'm good there. They have it garnished with a cherry. Yeah, you know, sometimes I have them because for other reasons. Sometimes my wife has the maraschino cherries for stuff she's doing, and I'll use them. I'm just not a big garnish fan, to be honest with you. I'm not a fan of the garnish. I'm not a fan of the orange rind or the orange peel in an old fashioned. You know, some places out here, I swear to goodness, some people put a cherry and an orange peel in the old fashioned. I don't dig that at all, but I don't necessarily mind an orange peel. But I tend to make drinks if I'm not making them for a crowd. If I'm just making them for me, I tend to do without the garnish because I think they're useless. But that's my personal opinion. Even typically, if I order a Manhattan out, oh, you know, I'll tell them without a cherry. I don't need that damn cherry in my drink. It just gets in the damn way. Some people want something to eat. Who knows? Some people want dessert with their drink, you know, and so they have the cherry. It just gets in my way, man. So anyways, yeah, you know what? It's a fine whiskey. I mean, it's a decent whiskey for the money. It typically runs, I think, about $20. Between 20 to 25 for the 750. You know, if you can find a bargain, this was $4. I'm gonna try to run back and get some more for that price. I tell you what, load up on every bottle they have. I'll make Manhattans for a few months. So, anyways. JP Weiser, let you see that bottle. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer. Going whiskey tonight. We'll talk to you later.